I'm going to call with not a great hand.
King High, look at fucking Hackney! Coming over to Dublin to own my soul, eh? Oh, Tibby!
The one thing you didn't want.
Tibby! What's going on here?
Yes,
I'm trying to pick the brain of one of the men behind the biggest podcast studios in the UK, and you're just taking advantage of me. Welcome to The Upper Hand. Today we are going to be playing poker and we are going to be chatting about life. The format is going to be a cash game. We are going to start with €500, 5-10 blinds. You can rebuy up to 5 times. If it goes more, you are out of here. Today, my guest is Mr. Elliot Hackney.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming.
No problem. I'm looking forward to handing you the only loss from the club boys.
Yeah, so I did. The only 2 wins I've had were Rory and Adam, and I'm looking to make it a hat-trick today. And you're the one who definitely fancies themselves the most as a poker player.
I should hope so.
But you've got the least good results out of the lads. The boys are closing in on 100k. You're still hanging on with that trophy in Dublin as your header on Twitter.
Some of us don't get all put into the 25k in the Bahamas, all right? That's just the way it goes.
Tibby, let's shuffle up and deal.
Let's go.
Where I wanted to start it with you was I was scrolling through your social media.
Yep.
And you had a post which was about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it said, 4 years ago today, I moved to London on my own and it was the best decision I ever made. Is it still the best decision that you ever made?
Absolutely.
And what were you chasing that made you move down to London? Like, why did a boy from Stoke decide that he was going to move down to London?
A career, a different job. I was, at the time, working at Bet365, social media team, and I just got headhunted on LinkedIn for a role down in London.
Check.
I will bet. And yeah, it was an opportunity with an F1 team. Social media, got headhunted on LinkedIn, and it was in Brick Lane, London.
That's funny because I also found a post.
Yeah,
was that McLaren?
Yeah, McLaren.
I found a post
Honda.
that said that was also
The worst year of my life.
The worst year of your life working with McLaren. So obviously in those 4 years, at some point it went good. But why was it the worst year?
I was only there for 1 year and then I left. But damn it, I wanted a call there. There was so much on. But yeah, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
What were you doing in McLaren that was making it so bad?
Because
because to me, as someone who grew up watching Schumacher and loved F1. Don't so much anymore. Find it a little bit boring because it's just won by the same person every year. But that sounds like a dream job. And I assume for you walking in, you thought it was.
Yes and no. I didn't know anything about F1. I literally remember doing the PowerPoint presentation that I was going to do in the interview the next day, the night before. And didn't know anything about F1. Sort of blagged it, did a Rory. Went in the interview, smashed it. He's the biggest blagger of them all. Went in the interview, smashed it, and got the job from there. But it was that the team was crap. So
who was their drivers at the time?
Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button. So 2 drivers with huge fan bases. 2
top class drivers.
Yeah, like unreal, probably the best at the time, and they thought they were probably going to.
They thought they were doing Man City, did they?
Yeah, they thought they were going to a winning team, and then not only that, but the agency that the job was at, Digitas LBI, big ad agency, the creative director also thought it'd be a good idea. In my job, which was sort of running the Twitter and updates for the Honda side of the McLaren Honda relationship, it was also the creative director's idea to make Twitter accounts for the engines in the cars.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do I mean? They had their own personalities, like voices.
The engines or
the engines? So I'm speaking as 2 different engines on a race.
Do you mean like not Hamilton? Excuse me, Alonso's engine and Jenson Button's engine.
So I am pretending to be their engines. And each one has a different personality, tone of voice, everything. So like one of them speaks like Yoda, one of them speaks like.
And you didn't have ChatGPT back in
No. I'm having to think of all this on the spot. This was back when social media was
in its infancy.
And they plan to have to have the maximum of 5 different characters on each of these accounts because you get 5 engines throughout the season. they blew up every weekend, ended up on like 25 different characters. So it was insane. So it was good and it wasn't. It got me down to London.
Explain to me what one tweet would sound like from a personality. Like, is it?
It was like, yeah, race day, in whatever tone of voice it was at the time. Like, I'm trying to speak like freaking Yoda or. It was it was chaos. It was manic, and I did it for one F1 season.
Patience out there,
yeah,
you had one. And
I did it for one F1 season.
Fernando Alonso gone out.
One season, and I was gone. I will fold that.
Oh, top two, man! I thought we were getting stacks in early doors.
Look at that.
Discipline.
Yeah, but then I got out of that and straight back into the betting world.
I did see at around the same time, I believe in 2016, you were doing a fan show for your beloved Stoke City. I think it was called Bear Pit TV, if I'm not mistaken. Was that a product of moving down to London, or were you doing that in Stoke before you went down?
No, funnily enough, that allowed me to, moving down and away from Stoke, allowed me more free time and ability to do more things that I enjoyed, because I was... F1's every other weekend, or not as often.
You're having to study about 25 characters.
Yeah. I wasn't in the previous job, which was like pretty solid hours. So I actually had more time than I had before. So it also kept me connected with going back home.
So the show wasn't a London-based filming. It was all
no. I did bits from like news and updates from home, but the majority was match day stuff. It was going back home. It was interviewing people outside the grounds, like the Arsenal Fan TV.
So were you going
model.
to all the games at the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
I went to Aston Villa versus Stoke one time with my friend who was a Stoke fan. So I was in the home end. And it was the worst experience I ever had.
It was the coldest ground in the world.
Windy day. Peter Crouch scored 2 goals. We lost 3-1. I couldn't even celebrate when we did score a goal. It was the grimmest football ground I've ever been in.
It is. I mean, they've filled in one corner since you would have been.
That was a pretty quick call there, Elliot.
Yeah, you should be scared. They've filled in one corner, but somehow it's not got any warmer, which I don't know how. Because you'd expect that when you sort of fill gaps.
200.
Ooh, that is a big bet. I missed everything on the river.
Same. But it might have been good, maybe. Close. No, it wasn't. I love that. Getting the bluff through early doors, we love to see it. Oh. The one thing that I noticed with Bear Pit TV, having been over in London with you a few weeks ago to film the club debate.
Yeah.
The production level that you have at the club episodes now is just utterly outrageous.
Yeah.
I think it's the best I've ever seen. Filming in that pub in Islington was just stunning. But when I looked at the Bear Pit, you just had an iPhone on a tripod and you were making it work. And obviously now you're working with big crews, you're working with lots of talent. Where do you think football content can go to even elevate it more? Because I haven't mentioned it yet, but obviously you're working with the fellow studios. Mm-hmm. You guys are always trying out different formats, but for football content in particular, like, do you think there's something more that can elevate it, or do you think it's getting close to capped out? Not in terms of audience size, but in terms of like what you can do.
No, it'll still.
Lots of ideas in that.
Yeah, there's still lots of ideas, lots of ways it can go. There is, in some countries are light years ahead of us in terms of like how they, just 20. How they use influencers and combine that with rights coverage, like in Spain. In Spain and some matches in La Liga, they literally have influencers streaming the game. They have them in the commentary box.
Kind of like fans on TV back in the day.
Yeah, but the streamers have actually got the rights to show the game. Like they can show the game on stream.
Because I know that Benj, Spraggy, fellow poker player, at one point was allowed to do the commentary on the Amazon games. I don't know why I just folded, by the way. I just got distracted. I was like, make sure you don't get too distracted. A good shot and a backdoor flush draw. So yeah, I remember when Amazon Prime were giving Benjamin the opportunity to commentate on the games, but they weren't allowing him to actually show the game, as far as I know. But it was geo-locked, so I could be wrong because I couldn't watch it because I wasn't from the UK, so I'm not 100% sure.
So Carl Freese, obviously, who I run Fellas with, he actually on Twitch was given the rights to the game.
To show it?
To show it.
Oh, then Sprite was shown it as well.
Yeah, so...
Is that the same flop, Tibby? Did you shuffle them cards?
That's a different flop. Yeah, let the man live. He had the rights and streamed it live on Twitch. Like it was Palace someone and it was a dead game.
Do you think that's coming for the influencer side?
It will get there. I don't know
Do you think
how long
it'll just be like because legacy TV, so to speak, will just become obsolete and they'll have no choice but to adapt?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing Sky at least taking a better stance with influencers and
younger.
Yeah, they're doing a series called Scenes on Sky now. It's got specs and then different influencers each week.
I did see one of your tweets which touches very much on this, where someone tweeted giving out about Danny Sturridge.
Yeah.
And you replied basically being like, you might just need to accept that you're old.
Yeah.
And you don't enjoy the way things are going.
Absolutely. Like, so football's obviously rooted in tradition and
Saturday, 3 p.m.
Yeah, like get it gone. Saturday 3 p.m. rule. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Like,
I feel,
if people want to watch a game, they're watching a game. They'll get a stream. If you want to watch it, you will watch it. There's
it's
so
really
many
brutal.
ways around it.
It's really, really brutal that you can't watch every game. When I don't watch NFL, but is it the Red Zone?
Yeah.
Like when every game is on the TV and you can watch them all at the same time, it just looks amazing.
It is. It's unreal. NFL,
Aston Villa sometimes. I know we're doing all right now, but we had a couple of years where we weren't the main attraction. And me trying to get a Villa game on the weekend, I was having to go to the dodgiest legal streams, if anyone asks.
Yeah, it's football's rooted in tradition, and so many people will fight anything that's change or involves YouTubers or involves. But if they're trying to attract new and younger audiences, then guess what? They watch YouTubers, influencers, and those kind of people. So
I know we were talking about F1 a little while ago, and I know it's died down a little bit, but that's what they did so well, right? They brought in, I've got 5-5, unfortunately, so whatever you have, you win.
I do win.
You're good.
I do win. Yeah, and NFL even, like NFL and American sports are like I was saying previously about Spain, where they're giving rights to creators, being light years ahead. But NFL and American sports are even further. They've got games. They've got Toy Story games going on. Like what? Have you not seen that?
I don't watch NFL,
So they've got the
20.
Toy Story IP to help bring in younger fans. So it's as if you're watching a game in Andy's playroom with toys, but it's all mapped to what's going on in the actual game to start to bring in younger fans. And apparently it's working amazingly.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be the younger fan they're probably aiming at, but nostalgia and Toy Story would probably get
watch
me.
That. And like Slinky the dog is the chain gang, like for how many yards they've got to get at the end of the pitch.
Top class.
It is good.
Yeah, of course.
It's the first of its kind in a way, but other countries are so far ahead of us. The Premier League's rooted in old ways and old white men at the top who don't like change, like a lot of the fans. I wonder what you've got here.
Every time I go quiet, I've got a pretty strong hand.
Yeah, it seems that way. But yeah, there will be change. There'll be change, whether people like it or not. It all comes eventually.
Tibby, how many outs does a man need to win a hand?
Wow, too many outs.
That's
right.
exactly what it was. Oh, you were bluffing me, but you got me. Bluffing me with the best hand. What was it originally that attracted you into the world of content creation? Because obviously, from a very early time in your career when you moved down to London, you seemed to navigate towards that. Was it something that you believed was just going to get bigger? Did you just completely fall into it? Or how exactly did it happen?
So, I obviously was a big fan and have watched YouTube, the KSIs of the world and whoever from the start. And just been involved that way. But then, you know, when I was
got the goods. Oh, look at him. He's too good. He saw through my soul, Tibby.
When I was head of social at Coral, I had a big budget to use for social activations and other stuff. And, you know, I saw True Geordie and Lawrence doing a show called The Last Five. Yeah. And that was a show with a company called Slash Football. And they just came online for the last 5 minutes of the Premier League 3 PMs, which I thought was really strange. Like, you could just come in on and missing the majority of the games, all the action. You know, and Soccer Saturday was about at that time probably in its heyday. And I thought there needs to be an internet version of this. And it, you know, got in touch with Brian and Lawrence, see what they were doing next season. And that's how the kickoff was born, which was
obviously
massively successful. And yeah, it was, you know, a combination of, you know, myself wanting to, as a brand, own that space and that time on the internet, that content, give the brand content, but at the same time make something cool. And then did that with Lawrence and Brian, and yeah, as everyone will know, it was a raging success.
Yeah, you've mostly been a man behind the camera.
Yeah.
So you've obviously had a lot of success. We'll say starting with the kickoff, but you had probably success prior to that. You've moved on to the fellas, which everything seems to be turning to gold. But you did dabble a little bit. I've seen that you made vlogs in 2018 for the Russia World Cup. Was that something that you just kind of did because you had tickets, or was it something you were seriously considering going into? And like, why did you stop? And will you ever return, or is it not your world?
I just, at the time, I obviously was going out to Russia. I was staying out there for a month, and I thought, what better time to do some content if I was going out there and spending all the time there. I didn't really go into it with any aim or any goal, just to sort of do content, see how it lands. You know, I thought I could definitely garner some decent views out there, because hardly anyone was going to Russia.
What like, not to cut across your question, and I do want to hear more about that, but what was it actually like being in Russia?
It was amazing. Yeah. I didn't see one issue. Apparently, Putin went on the TVs of all the channels, or just got a message out, however he gets his messages out, I don't know, and said to anyone, like, you cause any trouble, you will be locked up. So honestly, couldn't say nicer things about the Russian people when we were there. When we went to like Nizhny Novgorod and all these weird little cities and places, like, they met us with open arms. Like, one taxi guy took one of my mates to like a pharmacy at one point because he heard him sniffle in the back of his car. Like, they were honestly good as gold.
Yeah,
it was no problems whatsoever.
Did you go to all the games? Did you make it as far as the semi?
I went to every England. Yeah, I was at Colombia. I didn't make the semi. I was at every England game before the semi.
Okay.
So
Colombia went to penalties, right?
Colombia penalties. I was there for that.
Me and my wife were super drunk in a bar in Malta, and I never ever bet on anything. Like, I know I play poker professionally. People are like, "What are you talking about?" But I don't sports bet. I don't gamble, and I was absolutely pissed. And I managed to get 2K on England to win the penalties. And like, as an Irishman, you don't really support England. My dad's English. I've got family in England, so I'm not an Irishman who is like, oh my God, fuck the Brits. That's not me. Sometimes I will, jokingly, to wind people up.
Yeah.
But when, I can't remember who scored the last penalty.
It was Jordan Henderson, no?
Was it Jordan? But Pickford saved.
Oh no, Eric Dyer.
It was Eric Dyer. And when he scored, I'm like running around this pub celebrating. And when I was done, even though I'm not like anti-English, I just felt, even though I won a few quid,
felt ashamed.
I felt dirty. I was like, my ancestors would just be rolling in their grave right now.
That reminds me of like when Stoke were at Stoke relegation season from the Prem, and I was backing them to lose every week.
Oh mate, you can't be backing.
Mate, if you know it's happening, where's the problem?
I never ever bet on my own team. Like,
you checked?
Either way, I've checked.
You have checked. I will also check. I think we played Man City away from home in that season, and I backed like -4, and we lost 7-2, or I backed like -3 or -4.
My old housemate was a Stoke fan, and one of my favourite moments as a Villa fan, I can't remember when Matt Loughton scored the stunner. Was it to win the game or to equalise? He chested it down. We either
Oh
beat
yeah,
3-2.
yeah,
or it
you
was
won.
2-0.
I think
It
you
was
won.
3-2.
I think you won.
So we're watching it at opposite ends because we're both playing poker at the time, and we're both grinding, and we're watching it at opposite ends of the apartment. And like when they equalised, he came running up on my face, and I was giving it large. And then Matt Loughton scored. Like the
Screamer
greatest
as
goal
well. What a
of
finish.
all time. Not of all time, but the greatest goal. Like that was a grim season for Villa as well.
Yeah.
And when he scored that, it was just one of my favourite moments ever against Stoke.
Yeah, no, it was an unreal finish, and for a defender as well. Oh, where did I see that the other day? I think I saw like a TikTok of
one of the
defenders
most-
scoring screamers, and that
absolutely.
popped up.
Yeah, Chris. 70.
Do you think he's bluffing me, Tibby? Tibby, come on. Tibby's too professional. Tibby won't ever get involved.
You won't-
Even though
you
like
won't
this is a
just-
very,
you'll just chirp
very
in.
chill
He's a
environment.
professional man.
How much was that?
70.
Winner.
Showdown.
Ah, fuck. I was so confident.
You've been done.
Oh man. Obviously you mentioned True Geordie not
Yeah.
too long ago, and working together and then building the kickoff together.
Yeah.
I first met you via True Geordie and the Showdown.
Yeah.
And it was his show, the Showdown, and I would say Hot Wings and like Chicken Shop Day were like the inspiration for this, because obviously he was doing like kind of bigger crowds, like I think 6 people on average, was it, for the
Yeah.
Showdown?
Yeah.
The poker show that he had with a table in his own studio, and it was like it inspired me a lot because it felt like something that elevated poker content and brought it to another level. And I thought if a poker player was to do that, it could even go a little bit further, because that show was special in the sense it had an element of like the chemistry of the group of people that were there all the time, and the guests were always great.
Yeah.
But they weren't poker players.
No.
And when there was no poker players there, I thought it done a great job of appealing to people who
Recreational.
didn't really know about poker and recreationals. But I thought I could maybe balance both by having people who don't play poker full time and being a full time poker player. But
In that
I asked you about football, and you mentioned like influencers getting involved, and you are like reasonably involved in poker content these days, obviously with Poker Stars and playing yourself. Is there anything that you can see that poker content creators just don't really do? Now I know I'm putting you on the spot, and it's not the easiest of question to just come up with an answer, but like, is there any way you could see the game going that would help put new eyeballs on it that are not just solely into poker? And I will be stealing every single one of these ideas.
no,
So
of
just be
course.
careful if you've got any secret ideas for yourself. Just don't tell me them.
I
But
think I'd love to see more of the. I think I may have mentioned this to you before, but I'd love to see more of a lo-fi vlog. Like people who go like away days and match days and that kind of thing.
yeah,
More of an away day vlog where you see some of the poker, you see some of the day itself, you see some of the travel, you see some of the afters, and the other things that go on around poker.
Do you mean kind of like Brad Owen, or do you mean more of
No,
life
because I'd
outside
say
of-
Brad is more focused. Like the majority of his vlog is poker,
Yeah,
which I'm not saying that this doesn't need to have no poker in it.
no, of course.
But,
But you're kind of talking about the poker life rather than the actual poker hands.
Yeah, like I can't name anyone that I can think of who constantly vlogs.
So are you
but is
talking kind of like
always at
almost
poker.
daily on TikTok?
Almost
rather than,
daily,
like
yeah.
not overly edited.
Yeah, not overly edited, lo-fi.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually feel, from what I've seen, high effort content's always going to get rewarded on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel
Yeah.
in the last 6 months to a year, there has been a kind of move towards more genuine and low effort content where people are being more authentic.
check.
And I guess is that kind of the way you would be thinking
yeah, no,
about it?
defo. Like people should always be authentic
In that
in
35.
when they're trying to portray a lifestyle or a sport or whatever else. Like those are the voices that will resonate with people and which will go furthest. Like you can put big productions in place. You can put big productions in place. You can put a lot more effort into the content. But
Yeah, check.
there is,
In that 55.
there's so much value in doing things and just give it, even if it does look a bit shit or, it's not, it's not.
I've had poker players here who are less comfortable chatting and check raising rivers. He's just out there giving some great advice to any aspiring poker content creators, and then he's just like, by the way, I'm going to check min raise the river. I got a great blackjack hand. Oh, nice hand.
I've got to get something out of it.
Nice hand.
But yeah, no, I would absolutely do like more lo-fi, showing off more of the game, whether it's on whether it's on TikTok or not. Like, I like watching on YouTube. You know the card counter guys.
No.
There's a card counter guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he documents like every time he's been to a casino they kick him out, and I like the kicking him out part.
Okay.
What, like the way he tries to reason with them, how he's trying to say like what he's doing is perfectly legal in their casino as per their rules.
It's kind of though the way like bookies will ban you online if you start winning too much, right?
Yeah.
They're not. No one's breaking any rules, but they just don't want. They're
Yeah, no, of course.
Cool.
And the casinos will ask him, kick him out, and his face is up in the majority of them, and they know who he is, and he's filming. I like seeing that, and like seeing him get thrown out, which is more of the.
The way I could see that working would be a daily series.
Yeah,
I don't think you could do that and like.
but you've also got to be constantly on the road or doing something.
Yeah,
or
you can't just be at. Well, you could like maybe make it work if you're
going to local
if
casinos.
you're traveling every 2 weeks, say, like you're traveling 2 weeks of the year, and in those other times, like you're like studying hard and you're showing people what you're doing, and like maybe I don't know, but or maybe you just only post the times when you are traveling and you take 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, kind of thing.
Yeah, you could extend it. But yeah, I'd absolutely love to see more of that from someone.
I'm going to Edinburgh tomorrow with you.
Yeah,
Maybe it's time to try just on Instagram stories as a testing ground.
yeah.
Because I actually, it's weird because I'm used to having a camera in my face, but there's something about having a camera out in my hand when people are around, and I utterly hate it.
Yeah, that's what I used to do at the football. It is rough, like vlogging in public and people's perception of it.
I think it's becoming more socially acceptable, like because people are on FaceTime all the time, for example.
Yeah.
Whereas when we moved to Malta in 2016, I was looking at the vlogs. We made vlogs, me and my wife, and we used to post a daily vlog. We did it for about 3 months, and we were getting like 10 to 15k views on the videos. Which like at the time I was like, oh, this is terrible. This is not worth it. We're gonna stop. But when we were out in public, and I had a camera, you can hear my wife laughing. Like, if we didn't get like what we were doing in one shot, and she asked me to like redo anything, I'd storm off. I would storm off like a child who's been told he can't have ice cream. I would just leave. I just couldn't deal with it. Like cringe moments for me. Like, no one's looking at you. Nobody cares. But like, I just get a little bit caught up. How have you? By the way, I've only got after this pot. At the moment, I got 150 chips.
You're struggling.
What's going on here? I'm trying to pick the brain of one of the men behind the biggest podcast studios in the UK, and you're just taking advantage of me. 40.
What do you mean? I'm giving advice. I'm not sat here silent. But yeah, like I remember when I used to vlog at football games, and I'd be getting my mates to do stuff, and they're like, "Leave it out." Like, what are you doing? Put it away.
You're a boy from Stoke, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
it's a bit different.
That's 50.
I got top pair, Elliot. If you win this one, I'm going to be mad.
Man, I've got 60 chips left. I'm not like the other club boys.
All right, so after you moved on from True Geordie and you went your separate ways, how did the Fellas Studio come about? Because I seen you posting, I think it was about a month ago, that in 2023, the Fellas Studio has had 1 billion views. Like, that's with a B. And I was just like, 1 billion. It's obviously been a outstanding success, but how did it come to be?
So yeah, I think a few months after I'd left True Geordie, I'd gone freelance, set up Hackney Media, which is my own company, which I do like match YouTubers with brand deals and companies that might come to me for ad integrations and other stuff. And I'd been doing that for a month or two, and Carl got in touch, Carl Freezy, said he was looking for someone to help kick off and run a studio. At that point, they only had Pitchside and the Fellas, 2 shows, Fellas Podcast, which was exclusive with Spotify, and they just started Pitchside with Saving Grace in the pipeline, not yet ready to go. So he just pitched it to me. I could see the vision, see the idea, see what the plan was, and thought, yeah, let's go for it. Like fancied building something that I'm very much a part of, a leading role. Can just be left to get stuff done. Cal trusts you, with your previous experience and everything else to just go and get it done.
You mentioned.
So that's what I did. And
you mentioned Pitch Side, you mentioned Saving Grace. Obviously, I've seen Growing Pains, we're the #1 UK podcast very recently. You've got the boys at the club.
I think the majority have been #1 at some point in some
UK?
category. Yeah, in the UK.
I assume not, but maybe you'll humble me. I assume none of them have been worldwide #1.
Yeah, well, not worldwide at the same time, but yeah, definitely #1 in other countries and territories. Like
crazy, man.
Fellas and Grace are both. A lot of our shows are like very popular in Australia. Like we did the Australia Fellas tour.
That, yeah.
But yeah, we get this email that comes through, and you'd be surprised at the amount of countries a podcast. When it does, you've got a big guest on or wherever else, the countries it will go viral in. Like you'll just get Grace this week is #1 in Tanzania, or it's a strange little thing.
Mentioning those particular shows, and obviously you've got more, but they are some of the most successful podcasts in the world, and clearly being #1 in the UK chart, they're some of the most successful podcasts in the UK.
Yeah.
In 2023, what do you think it is that makes a good show? It's a very broad question, so I'm not. If you don't have it specifically, that's fine. But like, what makes them stand out? Like, how do you keep getting home runs?
I think it's a combination of. We're not a normal audio podcast. We're video. We're a video studio. And we build sets, like amazing sets for all the shows. We, make sure we're fine tuning it to do well on social.
Is he taking the piss out of me? So I'll have 5 left if I call and lose. Is he taking the piss out of me?
I'll give you a small blind.
I've got to be auto all in if I call and I lose, Tibby. Tibby! I've got a pair. I've got 6.
Showdown.
Missed.
Come on, the boys! Comeback time.
We build amazing sets, and we've got the shared experience between all of our shows of what works and what doesn't.
True.
So we can easily replicate and use that on other shows, which is why we've now got a slate of 9 or 10. 9 or 10 shows, and yeah, it's plan to stop no time soon. Another 3 or 4 in the pipeline. Aggressive targets for 20 at least, but in the next 6 months.
20. You want to have 20 shows by 6 months from now?
Yeah, minimum.
So you're going to increase by 100% in the next 6 months.
Yeah, minimum.
Big boy plans. Big boy plans.
And yeah, we've got we're a podcast studio, but we don't even like to think of them as podcasts. Like we like to think of them as brands,
individual brands.
Big brand.
Yeah,
individual brands, because they're all shows with their own presence, their own vibe. They've all got different things they can do in different avenues. Like Grace, we're going on tour.
I actually went to see Grace in Dublin the night before I got married, by the way.
Yeah.
Grace invited me, you invited me, went over. I thought she was absolutely spectacular.
Great.
That was her first ever live show, and she got up on the stage. You told me this in confidence that she didn't really feel the need to have a script to over prepare. She just got up and smashed it. Myself and Hannah were blown away by how good she was for someone who was doing their first ever live show.
She's just a natural. She off camera or off stage, she was a nervous wreck. She literally took one step on, and she was
game on.
She was away.
That's fascinating.
And it was amazing. She was, and that's why it was successful. We're now in the stage of, selling out a second UK Island tour, bigger venue. She's doing 2 nights at the London Palladium.
You just sold 2 nights out in Vicar Street, which is my favourite venue
2 nights
in Ireland.
2 nights
just
at Vicar Street.
in 10 minutes or something. Or was it 4 minutes for the first show they just sold?
It was mega quick. That was the first show to sell out. And yeah, she's got 2 nights at Vicar Street, both sold out. And yeah, the Irish go mental for her. Irish absolutely love her.
If you,
It's wild.
yeah, the crowd was so good. They had I didn't know who she was night before that, but a girl called Nevo, who is an OnlyFans creator
Yeah.
and a mad bitch, so to speak.
Yep.
Nice way to put it, I think. Like, she was lovely, and met her afterwards, and she was great. But the energy off the two of them was incredible.
Yeah, she. I think it was Nevo, and then the other night was Ellie and Kelly, who have one of the biggest female-led Irish pods.
Wouldn't be my
Not your-
subject to be
not
watching,
your,
so I haven't heard of them, but I'm sure they're fantastic as well. If you were a young creator right now, obviously as the Fellas Studios gets bigger and bigger, it's going to be harder for like a young random guy or girl to get signed. But what would you recommend to someone who looks at the Fellas, who looks at Carl, Chip, Grace, Pitchside, the club, and they want to be signed by them?
Yeah.
What would the path be these days? Like, what's the way to stand out in making content in 2023 for someone who's young and just aspires to get to that level?
Make something unique, different. Build your own socials first and your own accounts. We're not. I can't lie to you. We're not going to sit here and just take on some kid who's.
No, of course not. Why would you?
Who's
No, you've got 10.
got 10k followers who is just starting out. Like, we need to see
That's why I
someone
was
who's
like,
got
it's-
a product or
yeah, of course, of
they've
course.
got their own platforms and socials, and we've got we're very selective in the people that we work with, because we have to be. 'Cause we can't afford to have losers or.
60.
Any losers, sorry, not losers. There's a few losers in our studio. Especially Rory and Adam.
Oh
here.
my God. Listen, I'll
gonna
move
have
on.
to fall back.
Speaking of Rory and Adam, we kind of touched on the fact that the Pitchside were the first signed alongside the Fellas. Obviously, the club and the Pitchside, two of the biggest, if not the two biggest, current sporting podcasts / shows in the UK.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask you is, if the two boys were to get together, the two teams were to get together and have a game of fives, who's your money on?
It's tough because
So obviously, I know it's only a team of three, but say for
we're actually doing this at the end of the season.
are you?
Yeah, and you welcome to play on the club side because you are club affiliated.
I've been on a few times at this point.
If you keep
Is it
keep
5-side or
keep
11
doing
side?
that. 11's on a championship pitch.
When is it?
It's going to be end of season.
End of season.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've got 6 months. I can
Get
get
some
fit.
training in.
I can get fit, because if you were said 5s or 7s, I guarantee you, if you gave me like the first 6 or 7 minutes, I would look like I played decent level of ball. But after that,
Screwed.
I'm the worst player on the pitch.
No, it's I think obviously Super Six sponsor both of the boys' shows, so that they're going to tap up an EFL club to have a game on. So
Maybe Stoke?
could be,
Could be Stoke.
although unlikely given
Yeah,
it's
too far up.
no,
Too
it's
far up.
Betty's Sky.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
But if you put those, I'm going to be on the club.
You're going to be on the club?
I'd be on the club. So
Do you so I know that very recently you travelled over to EPT Cyprus
yeah,
and you were part of the 5-a-side team that went and won the 5-a-side
champions.
competition.
the champions.
And I know I heard there was a little bit of drama. I don't know what exactly happened, but all I heard was there was a little bit of drama.
It got a bit feisty in the
What
first
happened?
game.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I just folded. I was like, I wanted to hear the drama.
You wanted to
Oh,
fold.
what a fold! Spidey senses tingling.
It was. Let's just say, the guys who arranged it, and this isn't anyone on the PokerStars team, by the way. It was a local sports club.
Okay.
It was just a few guys who rocked up, and they were like, "Yeah, let's arrange a football game," and they made up some crazy rules, and you can't go within 5 yards of the keeper with no markings. Like, it was a bit mental. So the first game was us versus the French guys. And
Famous French poker players, any of them? Any names?
yeah,
you
I
got
can't
Okay, fair
remember off the
enough.
top of my head. But is Biddy?
Possibly.
But yeah, so I've gone through. A defender's like slide tackle me. The keeper's come out, and I've rounded the keeper and put it in. And then they start going 5 yard rule, 5 yard rule. I'm going, well, the keeper's out 5 yards, and no one can know or definitively say that, or even the ref, where this 5 yards is. So we had this massive argument for ages.
Is this to win the whole tournament?
No, this is the
Oh,
first
this
game.
is the first game. It's
This is
getting
the
feisty
first
with the
game.
French. English getting to French. A tale as old as time.
Yeah, exactly. It was bound to happen. This is the first game, and we eventually came to the conclusion that we would have a penalty, and we'd just rule out that 5-yard rule because no one could understand it.
You couldn't implement it.
So we scored the pen. We won that game.
Who took the pen?
Me.
You really fancy yourself as a footballer.
I scored a hat trick.
Of course you did. Did you as a boy from Stoke?
I scored about 8. I think I scored 8
Here
goals.
we go.
If
Here we
was
go. Hackney
counting.
bigging himself up. What's new?
It was counting. I scored 8.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Did you ever have a trials at Millwall moment where you, when you were younger, was there any chance of like a trial at Stoke or never quite that level?
I was in like a Stoke Saturday thing, but it was never, professional. It was never anywhere near.
You probably fancy yourself to get a game for Stoke almost today.
I wasn't actually that good when I was younger. I got better as I got older.
Do you know what's happened there? Everyone's got less fit, and you've probably kept some level of fitness.
Maybe. I was also playing on the right wing, and I couldn't cross.
Where do you play now? Number 10?
Striker.
Striker?
Yeah.
Actually, I did play I played with you in Dublin.
Yes.
Was I with you or against you?
Yeah, you were on my team.
And if there was an offside rule and 5-a-side, you won't be doing too well. Let me tell you that right now. You're hatching right up the top of the pitch, mate.
That's me. We play every.
Do you play in the Tesco game?
I don't. I've been invited to it once, and
Rory Jennings
didn't
always.
go.
Man, I'm having no fun here because I've got 6 big blinds.
But I have the Shoreditch games, which I basically run, and I'll miss it tomorrow morning because we're going to Edinburgh. But it's with all the top YouTubers in the UK. I'm talking members of the Sidemen, Chris MD.
Who's the best
Theo.
at football, in your opinion? You can give me a top 3 if you would like in the UK. I did see Cal, the fella studio, put out a little video. And let me tell you right now, Cal.
Yeah, where he
I was not familiar with how good you are at football. Cal just walks in like prime Ronaldinho, catches the ball, flicks it up on his neck, and then just walks off stage. You try and catch the ball in your neck, it's like hitting a fucking cinder block.
Slapping.
It just bounces off.
Yeah, no, Cal's.
I'm all in. Oh, I already said it. Okay.
I'll be calling.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're on our back. We're all in finally. This hand is the hand that I won my first ever poker tournament with. I do refer to 8 as the hottest hand in the game. I wish you no luck. I would like to win the first all in.
Let's see how we go. Well, that's a
Any
great
diamonds?
start for me.
Oh!
That's not a good turn.
The comeback's on.
Damn it.
Fun fact, I've never lost an all in. That's Tibby Stealth. Slipped him 50 quid extra before he came in.
Yeah.
So yeah, top 3 footballers in the UK today that you play with, or you've seen
YouTubers.
play. Excuse me. Yes, YouTubers.
Yeah.
Or you've seen play like extensively. Like if someone is like rocking up to the Sideman game and they're clearly actually no, the people you play with.
Well, I'm going to rule out Theo immediately because he's always injured.
Okay,
He would be up there, but I honestly...
I mean, availability is a part of being a
Yeah,
footballer. It's like
like-
Reece James. People tell me he's the best right back in the world. Man's injured for 60%
the
of
few
every
times
season.
I have played Theo, like Theo's done a horrendously amazing nutmeg on me at 5-side, and I was just left speechless and I had to nearly walk off the pitch.
Was it a little Elastico or something?
No, it was like a turn where you point it behind your legs and then he's flipping it as he's turning with the other foot. I can't even explain it. But yeah, when Theo's fit, he's top class.
well,
But I'm not including him in this.
Theo out.
I'm not including him in this. I'm going to put 3rd, Chris MD.
Chris MD. I've watched a couple of his videos lately. He's been making some banging content, ridiculous views,
Yeah.
and he takes a very good free kick.
Yeah, he does. He's
I'll
great
give him
free
that.
kicks. And his videos are top class. Like, especially when he gets the boys involved and they're having a drink, like North East South and whatever else. Like, they're some of my favourite. 2nd, I'd have to put Simon Miniminter.
I've not seen Simon play ball.
Well, he smashes up every single Sidemen charity game.
Okay, is he just like rock up once a year, and or does he turn up to the game as well during the week?
No, he doesn't come Shoreditch. He
Been all in. Saturday.
Oh, he's got an actual decision for the first time, to be.
I think you might be chatting was. You're not.
Yeah. Showdown.
2 of them. 2 of them. What did he call me with? And 9. Give me them chips. We're on the comeback, Timmy.
Damn it. But yeah, Simon. I think it like SofaScore do the ratings for the Sidemen match, and every time he's got like 9.9.
I've seen XG philosophy.
Or he's got like a
a
perfect 10. But for me, he comes Shoreditch very rarely, but when he does, he's insane. And
Did he play a lot of ball growing up, obviously?
Simon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know. But for me, the few times that he has turned up, which isn't often, Toby, he's my number one.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's very good. And he's like, his brothers are all good. I think one plays for Crawley professionally. So I think he recently got signed. But yeah, Toby's unreal.
I was going to fault.
Well, that
Oh, I'll check. I check.
You check.
I'll also check.
Check.
Don't forget, I did try to fold here pre-flop, Elliot. Don't forget that.
You check.
I know.
Ace on the board means that it's unlikely that I have one of them, right?
I know.
100.
In that. 100.
Cool.
2 pair. 2 pair.
Damn it. You got there.
Getting back in the game.
Oh, sorry. Tried to take the chips back.
That would be quite a winning strategy. I've basically talked to you about an insanely linear progression of your career where it's kind of gone from strength to strength to strength, win after win after win. Mm-hmm. Has there been any fails that you won't find when I look on social media? Or has there been anything that's like just not gone well? Because obviously it's easy going when everything's going well. The McLaren one, I wouldn't say it was a fail, but it was a tough year. But has there been anything that was actually tough? Like in terms of like you tried something and it just was a complete flop?
There's been like smaller things within, jobs that have been issues, but I wouldn't say
A complete failure of any
yeah,
sort.
like obviously there's been things tried.
15.
I remember we did like a campaign at Coral for the Grand National where we spent a lot of money on like a social media campaign and advert where we were racing dogs around the track.
Like as in like Labradors and stuff. We're not talking.
No, like.
Do you mean racing dogs or do you mean like
No,
pets?
I mean like pets.
Yeah, like you have little shih
they were all
tzus.
they were all dressed up in superhero costumes.
Honestly, this does not sound like a fail to me. This sounds like the greatest advert that was ever.
It looks amazing. It just didn't do well at all.
And was it your idea?
And it was my idea. It was called, what was it? I think it was for the Coral Cup race day, not for the Grand National. But we gave it a stupid name, and we put it out on social, like people, replying to try and guess the winner. And it was just it just did crap, but we spent an absolute fortune on it.
I just got back in the game, Tibby. I can show cards here. That's the rules, Tibby. Okay, don't look my hand. It's my game.
You can show at this point.
I've got one of them. Is that good?
It might be.
I think it is. I've also got
Oh, another one of them.
a deuce.
Oh.
What would you do? Everyone at home can see the cards.
Everyone at the home knows. It's useless asking them.
Would you call Tibby? Come on, Tibby.
Tibby never says. You've said this yourself.
Showdown.
Trips! I was so close to being good, Tibby! So if you've had...
There's been other issues as well, like funny stories or things that have gone wrong, like where, when I was at Ladbrokes Coral.
So at Ladbrokes Coral, just because we kind of passed over that side of things, you were doing social media management essentially?
I was the head of social media. I was the head of social media at Coral, and then the companies merged and I became the head of social for both brands.
At a very young age, one would imagine.
Yeah, and I think I was 24, 25, and the first thing I had to do when I got that role was go into the Ladbrokes social team and make like 8 people redundant.
You had to?
Yeah.
As a 24-year-old?
Yeah.
Go on, give me like a 10-second breakdown of how that conversation goes.
Like we've got a great great severance package.
Okay, okay.
You'll get paid 6 or 8 months for nothing. Yeah, it softens the blow.
Yeah, of course.
Which they can do as they're a huge gambling company. Have got great wealth, but I was making people redundant at 24.
The first thing you had to do in the job was making people redundant.
Once the companies merged, because we couldn't. The social team didn't require all these people from either side once it had merged. I'm going to call you with not a great hand.
Showdown.
9 high. King high. Look at fucking Hackney. Woo! Coming over to Dublin to own my soul, eh?
Told you, I'm not roaring Adam. These
Give me 5 of them red
these
sleeves.
geezers fell into the game. I was born in it, raised by it.
All right, fucking Bane over there.
But yeah, and then, you know, there's many funny things that went on, you know, whilst I worked there, you know, working in social at that time. Like, there's a Dave Clark, the TV presenter. I don't know if you know him. Like, I hope he's doing well, and you know, I hope he's all right. But he has Parkinson's, like mild Parkinson's.
What are you laughing about that?
Because the story's funny. I'm not laughing at Parkinson's, but so one of our social managers screenshotted like the TV and said like, Dave looks like he smelt a bad fart, but he's got fucking Parkinson's. And then it goes viral, and then you're having to put out fires like that. Like, there's loads of mini things like that went on. We had to make a donation to the Parkinson's Foundation.
I'm sure. I know that when you first joined the kickoff, and that you were. We have media people as a PokerStars person that when I'm doing an interview, they'll sit watching me doing the interview, and they'll be like, "Don't be saying that." And I'd imagine with Brian. Not so much maybe with Lawrence, but Lawrence and Brian together, and then you throw Rory into the mix, you throw Adam into the mix. I can only imagine you behind the scenes be like, we're going to lose our brand deals. We're going to lose our brand deals.
There's many a time I'm sat in the back room, head in hands. Many a time.
But I honestly think that's why you've all been so successful, Brian included, because you give less of a fuck, to be perfectly honest. And you're not as brand sensitive, right?
Yeah.
People are over the like fake, preppy, North American, very well polished. They want something real and authentic, right?
Yeah. But
you're good.
But you do have to. Like, you can be true and you can be honest and you can, you know, have
There's a line.
There's still, especially when you're working with tons of brands, there's still like, and I'm a mega brand safe, brand aware person, and I have to be because I'm the one running the
Give me 5.
shit a lot of the time and having the conversations with the brands. So yeah, it's great to be honest and real, but you've also at the same time got to be aware of
of course,
the brand
There's
implications.
I know that you love a flutter on the horses.
Yep.
Was that always something you loved, or was it because you ended up working in a bookies, or did you kind of end up working in bookies because you loved the flutter?
I think it's a combination of all.
Base 40.
Yeah, it's a combination of, you know, I grew up in, you know, we came my nan's every year, watched the Grand National. I'd be betting on the horses at a very young age, not properly, but, you know, you pick one out the paper.
No underage gambling was done in this.
Was done.
I started playing online poker when I was 18, and Elliot did not bet until he was 18.
No, everyone.
Do not take our license off us, the UK Gambling Commissioner.
Everyone is, you know.
£5 on your favourite coloured horse.
Everyone's like, you know, a kid picking horse for the Grand National. Like,
no, they haven't. Where's the camera at? Can I have the camera on me, please?
Yeah, they are.
We are gambling aware. Do not fucking gamble when you're under 18. PokerStars. You know the way you say that you're the guy behind the scene who's like brand awareness. I am sponsored by PokerStars.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what gambling was until I was 24.
I was having such a good time. I forgot that PokerStars were involved. But yeah. And then I've obviously worked at bookmakers for God knows how many years. And then I've worked at the Racing Post. So yeah, a natural sort of love for horse racing. Although now I've been out of it for a few years, I'm very much not in the know of what's going on in the horse racing world, unfortunately.
Timmy, he's had trips every time that I've fucking sat here and decided to make a loose call.
I don't have trips.
This is a bad card to call you with because it stops you having Jack 10, it stops you having the middling cards, but I've got ace high. I call. Have I finally got you? Timmy, mate, he keeps leaving me with one chip. He's like one of those people that captures someone and then just taunts them.
That's the special move.
I just heard you briefly mention that you are less in the know. Is that your way of saying that? Here, give me 5 of them. I'm probably going to be all in, but is that your way of saying that when you go, you're donating these days? Because anytime I've looked at your updates lately, when you go to the horses,
They're bad.
It ain't good,
It ain't
Elliot.
good.
And I know you're a man who
It
likes
ain't
to refer
good.
to himself as Hackney Bets, and I feel like it's more like Hackney Donations.
It is for the horse racing. I am terrible now. I'm not. I've got no idea what's going on. I've got no idea who I should be looking out for at Cheltenham or anywhere else.
What's the best
crap.
day out for the horses?
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham,
Full stop.
Cheltenham,
Easy-
day,
easy
Cheltenham
decision.
day 1 and day 2.
Why not 3-4? Because you don't have money left.
Yeah. But Friday's the worst because it's Gold Cup day.
What day does it start on for those less?
Tuesday.
Starts on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, middle of March. Get down there. Amazing day.
Do you go
Unreal.
to every day though?
No. Well, I did when I worked at Ladbrokes Coral Racing Post. I'd find an excuse or do some sort of social activity so I could go and spend all week down there.
I've got 10 left, mate. Don't insult me.
Ollie, yeah. 20.
I'll give you a chance to get it back.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to get it back, man. Honestly, I think I'd be better off purposely losing and getting myself a 500 quid reload. I've been trying to grind it up off the short stack. Over there laughing at me. Betting 95% of my stack every time.
703. Cheltenham day 1 and day 2. I went last year and the year before, both times, obviously, if you're going down with the boys who I work with now, you can command a box for free.
Oh, look at big time Charlie over there.
Listen, it's not me. I'm not
Who's the
commanding it.
boys you refer to that get the box?
Freezy, Harry from the Sidemen, Chip, Theo Baker, those boys, they command or can command a box for simply going there and doing an Instagram story.
Is it crazy?
It's not me with
Obviously,
my
you mentioned
9k followers on Instagram.
Is it mad to you that so many of those lads are your friends if you grew up watching a lot of YouTube? Because they're not just colleagues now, they're people that are your close friends, right?
Yeah, close friends, business partners, people I work with every day. It is odd. I don't think of it in that way anymore. I forget that I used to
Look up to these guys
watch,
or enjoy watching
you watch their content. I still watch their content, but I don't know. It's just don't see it in that way anymore. Now you sort of know them personally and work with them and see them most days. Yeah, it just takes on a different perspective and different view of it. But yeah, they're all mega successful in what they're doing for a reason because they're all very good at what they do.
You mentioned that you watch their content still.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a man who is a major role in one of the biggest podcasting studios, whether you would call that a podcasting studio or not, clearly you have a huge amount of content to keep on top of anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got 10 shows making however many pieces of content a week,
Yeah.
do you still find time to watch content, one, as an enjoyer of YouTube, and two, as to keep an eye on trends of YouTube? Or are you at this point kind of swamped and you can only watch what you produce or have a role in? Check.
I have a mixture, so I still watch a lot of content that we don't
Keeps leaving
produce.
me with 5 chips, Timmy.
It's a special move. I keep an eye on a lot of UK YouTube still. I sort of have to, and I also actually enjoy a lot. I enjoy a lot of the content that's made, whether it be by some of our guys on their personal channels or the top people within the scene, Mr. Beast and the people in the US, and who are doing crazy things each
Who
and
are
every
the
week.
top, not including people that are within the fellow studios, because obviously without a bias or with a bias, you might feel pressure to pick them, but outside of the fellow studios, the top 3 UK creators that you enjoy, not they're not.
That I enjoy.
No, it could be you were talking about a guy who counts cards and you enjoy watching him get thrown out. You have a weird niche taste.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I
expecting you to be like
on a
KSI.
no on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Cool.
€5 extra, mate.
On a Sunday,
Showdown.
you're dominated.
Give me that 500 quid. Come on. I don't want a tree, Tibby. If you give me a tree, you're sacked. If there's a tree that you're never coming back, Tibby. King. That's grand. We're drawing dead. No ace, Tibby. Oh, Tibby! Tibby! Tibby!
The one thing you didn't want.
Tibby! 15. All right, sorry.
The one thing.
We're going to end the ball in a lot here and we're going to be interrupting you, but you got on a Sunday.
Yeah, I would. So my sort of Sunday breakdown, or sometimes not
So
Sunday.
Sunday, your YouTube watching day.
Yeah. Sunday night, I know I've got a few things to watch that have built up from over the weekend, and one of them, which is my sort of guilty, dirty pleasure because of what goes on, is Beard Meets Food. So a guy just scranning meals.
I know it. I don't know a lot of YouTube, but I know it.
Put you all in. Scran's like huge food challenges.
I want to hear his top 3 and then we'll go.
Huge food challenges in the US and goes everywhere else. UK guy. It's disgusting in some ways. It's amazing. Like it's an unreal feat.
I tried to eat 10,000 calories one time of Reese's peanut butter cups when I won like $250,000 playing poker. I agreed as a silly challenge that I would do it. My mum has never come on my stream, and she rang me almost in tears watching me. I got to 3,900 calories of Reese's peanut butter. Hannah went out to buy a blender so that she could liquidize the Reese's peanut butter. But my teeth felt like they were going to fall out of my head. My stomach was not right for about 6 months after I ate 4. I ate 4 days. I was like, I'm just going to do it as quick as I can. Never spread it out. I had 24 hours. I was like, I'm just going to eat it as quick as I can. I love Reese's peanut butter. I mashed through like 3,000 calories in the first hour. And then I was on the couch, like taking a little break. I was like, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking die. I have no idea.
We're not built for it.
Lads.
We're not built for it. This guy is. He can do it all.
So at number 2, who've you got?
Number 2, I'm going to throw in Max Fosh.
I know who he is, but I have not seen a huge amount of his content. But he used to work with Jamie.
No, you're thinking of Zach Alsop.
Oh, that's
He
exactly.
was also great. But Max,
Did he do the hacker video, Max?
the what
Was
video?
that the where he got a undercover detective to follow him?
Yes, that's Max.
Oh, so I've confused the two of them,
Yeah.
but it's Max I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That video was fantastic.
Yeah, Max done some unreal videos. Sued his sister, took his sister out into international waters so he could rob her. Cooked a microwave meal on a volcano in Iceland.
So just top class, very high effort, high level.
High
content.
effort, great ideas. Like one of the most creative people on YouTube. And Zach, I could also shout out who's they're both not.
Do they look
similar.
like each other?
No. One's got glasses, one doesn't.
Which
Actually, Zach might wear
one
glasses
did the
sometimes.
undid comedy?
Max.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm getting them very confused.
Yeah, social butterfly or social butterfly. I don't know how you say.
Who's our number 1? Who's the little drum roll for the top UK content creator according to Elliot Hackney in his personal opinion? That is not part of Fellow Studio. A little caveat there.
Well, I'm gonna say Chris MD.
Chris MD.
Yeah,
That's a good
it was
shout.
a close. It was a close tie between Chris MD and I would have said back in the day or before. He doesn't do it anymore. Ben Foster. I loved the
It was a great
the
series.
vlogs when he was
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
But obviously he doesn't do that now. But Chris, his football ideas and his video, like combines football, it combines drinking a lot of the time. I'm in.
Yeah, it's lads.
Yeah.
But it's fantastically done. I feel not in any way attempting to compare, but like I feel like what he's done and the way he appeals with the kind of videos he's done is when I was asking you about poker content, the way he's managed to bring it to mainstream, but very much so football centered. His ideas like appeal, like because he has these like videos that whether you're like that, like my wife is not really big into football, but some of the titles and thumbnails he has on his YouTube will just spark such curiosity that she'll click in,
Yeah.
and she'll
Like
watch
he
it.
did
And then he's a very entertaining guy.
Did
His
the
videos are
football golf recently. In all of them, I got sent a picture from the shoot when it was actually happening. It was just Chris on all fours throwing up in the street, and yeah, you never know what you're going to get. It could be a drinking video with all the lads. It could be a drinking video.
Oh my god! I've not looked at my cards and I've got
There's
jacks.
no way you've not looked.
Mate,
Check
I've got
the cameras.
15 euro.
Check the
You
cameras.
think I'm gonna fold when I've got 10 euro in?
You've
What are you
looked.
talking
You've
about?
looked.
I didn't look. Check the fucking cameras. Getting called a liar over a 1.5 big blind pot.
Oh, I wanted the ace.
I want to lose, mate.
Where was the ace on
I
the
want
river?
this fresh 500 euro. I don't want jacks. I would have folded if I knew I had jacks and you're calling me a liar.
That's what I'm saying. If you'd have looked, you'd have folded because you don't want to win.
So mad. I'm so mad.
But yeah, you never know what you're going to get with the Chris video because sometimes it will be the pub golf, whatever else. Next minute, he's got James Ward-Prowse or Arteta or someone on the channel. Like,
I love when he bigs himself up. The video I watched, it was Arteta, I believe. He had Arteta on, didn't he?
I think so. It was either him or Theo.
I think it might have been both.
Yeah.
I think it might have been them together. But anyway, Chris has famously said that he reckons he takes better free kicks than a lot of Premier League footballers. And as a man who's practiced a lot of free kicks, it's not the most outlandish claim. Maybe it was Ramsdale. But anyway, it was someone really like it was either Arteta or Ramsdale. I think it was Arsenal related. And he repeated it with James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I thought. And his first few free kicks, maybe for dramatic effect, maybe a little bit of editing going on behind the scenes, but they were shocking, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he takes some unbelievable free kicks.
Yeah, no, him and Theo as well. When Theo's not injured, he's got a mean free kick on him.
Yeah, the two of them make. Did they come up together, or did they grow together because of the fact that they were just two of the biggest free accounts?
Yeah, similar fields, similar friend groups, I believe. Chris, I'm gonna call Chris and Harry were both Channel Island boys, so they were from a similar area, and then obviously they all got together in the sort of sidemen mates group, but sort of outer sidemen.
Am I making a comeback again?
You are. You're gonna double up.
Wow. I'm just going to be playing 6 big blind pots. This is my version.
Why did we didn't need 5 rebuys?
I've got 10 stacks, by the way, for anyone who wants to know. Like, I've 10 stacks here because we have 5 each. And I was like, yeah, we'll be all in a lot. Elliot's just been sitting there betting everything except for one chip so that I can't get all in intentionally.
I'm just playing the shoestring game, just stringing.
You're like a lion in the wild, toying with his prey after it's clearly already dead. If Elliot keeps you on his stack, I can't win.
That's the plan. I don't want you to have a new stack.
Here we go. Yeah, no. You're scared. 50. Don't question. 5 big blinds. Got the best hand.
Showdown.
Don't call it a comeback, kids.
Let's go. Jack 4.
I mean, I wouldn't mind 500 quid, but I mean, if I win this one, we're doing all right. Have you got a heart?
I do not.
You need a 9 or a 4. All right.
1-0. Chalk it up, people.
So you've got 1,000. I've got 500 quid. We're back in the game. Obviously, you've been in the content creation world / social media world for almost 9 years at this point. Out of all of the things that you've done, what was the one that you enjoyed the most? And what was the one that was the most mind-blowing / crazy to you where you had to potentially pinch yourself? Because I know from looking at your Instagram yesterday, there's been quite a few that were pretty mental.
Yeah.
As a boy from Stoke who just moved down to London with a little dream.
To be honest, there is a lot. Like a lot of insane things have done that. And
if you
probably
want,
would never have
top
thought.
3 if you want.
This
is even
even a top 3 is
in
hard.
order. Just give us some examples.
Playing at Wembley in front of like a crowd of 30,000 is mental.
That is mental.
That's
crazy. I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah,
I didn't find that. Who did you do that for?
XOFC.
What's that?
The Wembley Cup with like Spencer Owen. There was 4 teams. We played for XO. Yeah, that was insane.
Is that me? Sorry, check.
The full match. Oh, and Cafu was on our team.
Cafu was on your team.
Cafu was on our
team.
team.
For those who don't know, he's one of the most famous footballers of all time. Right back Brazilian, absolute legend.
So yeah, he was just on our team. So I played with Cafu at Wembley in front of 30,000, which is a bit mad. You didn't like that call.
My wife's currently laughing at me. That's the current state of affairs we're in, by the way. My wife's over there like, yeah, if you keep calling, you'll eventually get one right, you fucking idiot.
Keep it up, Finty.
I still love you even though you're shit.
So yeah, Wembley in front of 30k is mental. Going around Robbie Williams' house.
Are you the second most famous person from Stoke after Robbie Williams?
Nah, Phil Taylor.
Phil Taylor, okay. You're top 3 though?
Nah, there's someone else. Jonathan Wilkes.
Jonathan Wilkes, fair enough. John the Monkey.
Which is just Robbie Williams' mate.
I actually seen that Robbie Williams has a documentary coming out in a couple of weeks. Nothing to do with you by any chance.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I've heard about that. That'll be good.
What was Robbie Williams like in person?
Amazing.
I don't sing karaoke very often, but if you get me singing karaoke...
That's what I do.
Is it Angels?
That's mine. Angels.
Do you want to...
Yeah. Angels.
I'm loving Angels instead. No, purely Angels.
But yeah, he was insane. Like his massive house in West London. Like he had a staff of like 8 people.
When you say massive house, because like, is it like one of the mansions in West London?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the man was making all the cash, right?
Yeah, and we went round. You're not all in, are you? I couldn't see. Sorry, I couldn't see the
got 400 left, you cheeky bollocks.
Okay. And yeah, they made food for us. Literally, like sat with him, chatting with his dad, everyone else. Like, and obviously he was from Stoke. He was asking loads of questions about what it's like now, and it was pretty surreal. How much?
100, mate. I've got 300 left. Is he going to raise? The min raise while talking to me. This man has no manners. I don't connect at all with the board. I don't have a straight. I've been min raised on the river in position. I fold. Straight is good. Straight is good. Can I have some change from your monstrous stack over there, Mr. Hackney, please?
Wow, you're getting change already.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, that was pretty.
So we've got
mental.
two out of them. So playing the footy and also meeting Robbie Williams.
Yeah, but there's loads more. Like you could class it as.
Can I have more change, mate? You haven't even given me enough to put a small blind in.
Sorry. You could class it as work, but it's not really. But like winning the Dublin UK IPT, I'd put up.
I didn't want to wind you up too much, but you do still have it as your header on Twitter.
Yeah, mate. That's
you know, mate. I've never won a live
that's
poker
a
tournament.
majorly proud moment for me. Like not like Rory and Adam who've come into this recently. Like
You love poker.
I've loved it since I was 18. We literally played it every day at uni. I spent all my student loan and got a job dealing poker tournaments at the casino. Like,
Did you at one point want to potentially, like, as a young lad?
yeah, no, absolutely. We basically became a poker school at uni. Like, I didn't finish my degree, but just played poker. Didn't go to lectures because we were in a tournament that would go on till like 4 a.m. or whatever.
Kids, don't do this. Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, gamble responsibly.
Just to
Don't
be
ever
clear,
do that.
poker stars, we're gambling responsibly here.
Don't ever
Elliot's
do
trying
that.
to get me sacked.
But like working with I'd put it right up there as great things that have gone on.
One of the best days of your life.
Yeah, but even just working with poker stars, like they're a brand.
He saved us. He saved us. He's got me hired again.
They're a brand who I've played, used, and have
Same mate. People ask me a lot of the time, like why stars, and since I was 19, 20, like Poker Stars was the premier site, the best place to be. It's like just always offering the best games, and like I've always wanted to be with them. I'm 9 high. Good.
But yeah, like working with poker stars for me is like a huge thing, which was originally one of the things really that made me start. Obviously I'd done the kickoff and things with True Geordie, but the chance to work with poker stars was, which he was at the time, was a big thing for me. Like I wanted
True
to
Geordie
work.
was working with Poker Stars before you went to True Geordie.
No, he was just about to start.
Okay, no, I thought it was just a guess. I actually thought that there was every chance that you were one of the major reasons behind that.
No. I think he had PokerStars work and stuff going on before I came along.
Look at the way he's got his chips. He's like a peacock, by the way. He's just like, look at all my colours, bitch. Look at your baby little stack.
That's how I have my stacks. And then I get told off at the casino, you got to have them all in big piles.
Yeah, 20s and 20s.
Yeah, of course. But I don't...
Do you have them in fours?
Yeah, it's an easy way for me to keep track of how many hundreds I've got.
That's so many hundreds. Oh, okay. So you keep it in hundreds. So like you wouldn't keep 5s and 4s?
No.
Okay. 20.
But
obviously,
yeah, like working with stars is huge. Like I absolutely love it.
You're very intertwined with the football, YouTube, content creation space. And I wouldn't say that Wrexham was born out of content creation, so to speak, but obviously because of content, because of their use of like social media, they've kind of blown up now. Obviously, they have big names behind it as well. Mm-hmm. Is there any world, and I'm talking like long-term goal, I'm not talking next 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, is there any world in which you try to do something along those lines if you could get the right people involved? Or is it just football's your enjoyment on the weekend? You don't want it to be your actual job. It's one thing commentating on it, it's another thing working in it.
Yeah, no, I think probably when I was doing Bear Pit TV, I would have liked a job in football, like social and whatever else. And then when I was doing the Bear Pit TV, like the Stoke fan channel, I actually got onto the Stoke fan council.
Okay.
Where you'd go in once a month and you'd speak with
give your feedback.
Yeah, give your feedback with like the chief exec.
And let me tell you, if you're a Stoke fan, it's not going to be good feedback.
No, I mean then it wasn't too bad. We were still we were in the
Tony Pulis, Rory Delap,
we're in the Premier
Peter
League,
Crouch,
right?
doing bits.
But even then, I was saying like the social media at the club is dog. Like, it's absolutely awful. Like, I would go in and say, this is crap. Like, we don't even have a YouTube account at the time. I'm like, what is going on? We're supposed to be a football club in the Premier League. Yeah. And it really put me off, like, the inner goings on of a football club. It actually made me fall out a bit with Stoke, like, until maybe recently. They still hadn't sorted half of those problems, like, a decade later. And even now, they don't have a TikTok account, which is insane, which is the biggest, social platform. It's like someone upstairs there just doesn't get it, isn't getting it.
That's 15.
So it sort of put me off, like, that connection to football. Like, made me sort of dislike Stoke a bit because I knew that the people inside it were arseholes at the time. I think a lot of them have moved on now. But
getting bluffed here too. Getting bluffed here. I feel it. I can sense it, but I can't call. No, it's up there. Reads on point, by the way. Spidey senses tingling.
Yeah, but there's certainly, maybe there would be an opportunity to look where you can come in and look at it differently and do it all right, like Wrexham are. I'd never say no. Like, if something like that came along, like, we've got a bit of an affiliation through Fella Studios now. Pitchside have sponsored Farnham Town for this season. Cool. We've got we're on there.
Tio pushing for a start.
if his hip was working, yeah, probably. But we've sponsored their kit. We've used. We pick their goal of the month on show with the footage.
So cool.
So we've got some footage. We've got like footage on Pitchside of picking the Farnham Town goal of the month, which
that's
is
amazing
great.
For both sets. Right?
Yeah,
that's amazing exposure for what are they? What division would they be?
I think they're 2 below hashtag, which is like the 9th or 8th team.
So similar to where Teppery would be. Sprague's team.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty amazing that the football pyramid
But they do it all right.
And if they continue to do it right, and the exposure, and who knows what size the pitch side get and the fellas get, that maybe it just falls into your lap that you're running a club that gets into the 6th, 5th top division, and then all of a sudden you're like chasing the Football League. All of a sudden you're Salford. Then you're Wrexham.
Well, thankfully, their owner is Harry Hugo, who owns Goat Agency, one of the biggest social agencies. So he gets it.
He knows what's going on.
He got the partnership straight away, and sort of knew everything that was going on and how it'd work, and just is very receptive to that kind of stuff where a lot of other people may not be. So yeah, we see it as an opportunity to do more. It helps Pitchside, it helps Farnham, like, gives us some great content. We went down there and played against did a video against their players using their ground. I think that's on like 300k views, like, for an eighth
that's monstrous
tier club.
That is like probably the biggest video in that league by several thousand.
Yeah, I mean, the Sidemen went down last season. Theirs probably beat ours.
Okay.
But the Sidemen went down and did like a match day experience. Good
Was that
versus
when
bad.
One of the Sidemen got a trial?
No, that was a different one.
I'm all in.
Now, I don't know.
Are you slow rolling me with the nuts?
I haven't got the nuts. I've got a great hand. I don't know if the river's just mocked me up, but I'm gonna call. I'll call.
Showdown.
Jack. Fucking hell, mate. Hannah, you're not allowed to laugh at me. I'm getting laughed at by my wife. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by Elliot. It's all gone wrong in Dublin, Tibby. I was trying to hat-trick the club, boys. We talked a lot about your love of different sports. Mm-hmm. From my gathering, it's going to be a 2-part question. Which of the following do you enjoy the most? The footy, the racing, the NFL. We didn't really touch on it, but I did see some touches of it on your social media, the darts. Mm. So out of those 4, which would be the day out, the night out? Not watching them at home, like going to them.
Ooh, that's a tough question. Football, I'm going to put bottom.
It's not
for a day out.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, I know off the top of my head, my guess is the NFL and the football are at the bottom. Because obviously, for me personally, football will always be at the top because I just love the footy and I love Villa so much. But as a spectacle, and as like a lad's day out, you're not living the normal life. You're in the boxes at Cheltenham. You're probably in the front row seats at the NFL. there's only so much special silver service you can get up at Stoke. They get you in like one of the little boxes. It's not going to be that great. Then at the darts, the atmosphere is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
Especially
go on.
especially for the
Give
World
me the order.
Champs.
Footy's in last.
Footy's last. I'm going to go NFL third.
That's what I would have thought.
But because I've never had an experience like that. I went recently with Spraggy and some mates from home. And we were given like front row seats, these special seats, literally behind the bench of the players. Like I'd never seen anything
How
like
much do you
it.
think it would cost to buy one of those tickets?
I have no idea, but I'm so glad to NFL UK for giving me the seats.
Oh my God, he's got me with a 7 deuce. My day can't get any worse, man. Oh, look, I'm asking you one more question and then I'm probably wrapping it up pretty soon. Oh wait, so you haven't even finished that question. I'm just so tilted.
But
Give
yeah,
me some change.
The NFL.
All I've done, I've not taken any chips off him except for when we're getting change, Tibby.
The NFL, those seats are incredible. Second, I'm going to have to put the darts because the races is just something else. When you go, you go in the races with the boys,
You're all
going to
dressed up.
You're dressed up. You're going to be betting money. You're going to be drinking.
When you win together,
And it's a whole day
something
thing.
else.
It's a whole day thing. Like you start early. And if you win together, like I've had some amazing days at the races. I've had some terrible days. But
the biggest races in Ireland, maybe Punchestown, but for me it's Galway races.
yeah, I've never been Galway. I've been Punchestown.
I went to the Galway races when I was 18. I had €600 at the bet. My best friend had €600 at the bet. So we gave each other €100 each on day one. If it all goes tits up, we've got £100 each belonging to each other so that we can go out, we can have a good night. Sorry, we've €600 for the weekend, not €600 at the bet.
Yeah.
But basically €600 at the bet. We get in, we get absolutely annihilated in the first 6 races. I think there's 8 races a day, if I remember correctly.
Something like
Something like that.
that. And it kicks off late Galway, right? It's like 5 p.m. start?
3 or 4 p.m. I think.
Right, okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4 I think. So anyway, we get to 7 p.m. Lovely sunset coming down. I'm like, mate, look, I've got to tell you something. I'm after gambling your £100 because you've got mine. I'll pay you back when we get home. And he's like, mate, I'm after gambling your £100. I've got no money left. We had to leave with 2 races left on day one. We were there for 2 nights. We had no money left, so we had to just go home. We had to get the train home. We had a return train ticket. And this is when I was 18. There was no Revolut. There was no get quick money. We had to go home and we just couldn't even eat dinner. It was, gamble responsibly. Gamble responsibly. But that was the last time I bet. Actually, no, I bet one more time when Kato Star fell. I had Kato Star and Imperial Commander came up and won it out of nowhere.
I had the Annie Powerful, as many people did at Cheltenham for thousands.
Showdown.
10. Have I won a pot?
You've won a pot. But yeah, the races, I've had some days terrible, of course, but I've had some days where it's gone amazingly. The best ever was I had a day at Goodwood. For it was sort of the kick-off day out. All the lads there. It was this time when I was working for Ladbrokes Coral where literally I had a budget to do with what I want. So I just booked a box at Goodwood for my birthday for 20 people. I've got all my mates down.
That must have been unbelievable because you've moved down to London. That's kind of recent after you, and you're like the boys from Stoke. You get on the blower, you're like, boys.
Yeah.
I'm after booking us a box.
I've got a box at Goodwood for 20 people. Get down. So everyone's come down and Hayley Turner, bless her, amazing jockey, now a pundit, came in the box to do the tipping bit at the start of the day. So she did the tips. We had an idea who we were going to bet on anyway, but pretty much followed, what she had said. Yeah. We won every single race.
Oh my God.
So not only did everyone win every single race, there was people landing multiples, all sorts. We had a cash box inside the box that had no money left. They had to give us slips to go and get it from shops.
Oh my God.
We'd won that much money. I think the box had a 15 grand cash float and we'd cleared it out. It was an insane day. I've got videos of that day where we're all just cheering, going mental for every horse. It was insane. But they were all favs and second favs, but they all won.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you back favourites and you do doubles and trebles,
yeah,
you're going to win loads of cash. And also, even if you're just winning, it doesn't matter really how much you win. Obviously, the more the better. But if you're on a streak where everyone's winning, the atmosphere is just so much fun. Whereas it can be grim when everyone's losing. Check.
Yeah, so I'd put horse racing top because that's a whole day in itself. Like darts, though, for just the night, darts is right up there. For just a night out, going mental.
Have you ever gone to the darts in Dublin?
No,
We should go together.
I've only ever been to the World Championships at Christmas, because Christmas darts is like.
Oh, this is the very last hand.
Ooh.
I can't win. I actually can't win.
No, you can't.
I'm staring down the barrel of defeat on the last hand. I may as well just try and get a little bit back here. 50 quid.
Invest 50.
All in.
I call. Last hand.
Showdown, guys.
I've got you fucked. Wait, hold on.
Have you?
Hold on a sec. Hold on. He has 1,500 now. Do I have over 500? Because if I have over 500, I can actually get. Oh my god, I don't. 450. What's in the middle?
20.
475, 485. I'm fucking €5 short that we can
Again?
equal.
€5 short.
€5
5 short again.
Because I can win 990, which means that I'm so mad. Is that right? Do I have 990 and he's got 1,010?
485.
Yeah, I've got 990 and he's got.
I know.
Look.
I've got way more than that.
Yeah, I know, because the reboys and stuff.
Yeah.
I know. Anyways, Elliot, an absolute pleasure. I want to ask you one more question before we wrap it up. In poker, there's an expression a lot of the time where people are shouting for their one time as a card is about to come. They want this one time they're going to run well. In life, if you had to pick a one time, but not a fantasy wish like flying through the air, like a one time for life, what would it be?
It would be to run better in current tournaments that are coming up, because I have been shocking. That's just poker. It's how it goes. I would love for fellow studios and everything we're doing to go amazingly well, and us to find a few more diamond shows that catapult the business into the next phase of whatever that is.
Top echelon of all production in the world, not just the UK.
Exactly that.
Elliot, I had so much fun, even though I've lost and you've destroyed my streak against the guys from the club.
I said I am not like Rory and Adam. I am not.
Congratulations on the win. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Tibby, thank you very much for dealing. We'll be back again soon. Appreciate it.